famous, I be canceled in a day. All over some shit I used to say. And if they ever sign me, they would drop me anyway for something I did in 8th grade. And if I go viral, they gon' take down my song, suspend every account that it's on. And if I get famous, I wish I would've stayed right here when you don't know my name. I used to be woke, I used to be broke, used to scrounge up change for smokes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Brolific podcast. I am your host, Tony Vincent. With me tonight is a very special guest, live from Oklahoma, from the Tiger King, Mr. John Reinke. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Is it pronounced Reinke? Is it Reinke?
Yes, you're doing fine. You're doing
okay,
fine.
I got you. Always gotta ask, man. So obviously, you know, it's been a wild 2 years for you, I have to assume. I mean,
oh yeah,
on top of everyone else, but with everything going on.
Been a little different.
The show on Peacock debuted, you know, recently. Before we get into that, though, I mean, just a little bit of a backstory, even pre you being at the GW Zoo and everything. I mean, what was like kind of what led you even to there? Like, what was the kind of history?
A vacation, man. I just went on vacation, stopped by this place called Arbuckle Wilderness, was right over there in the vicinity, and I wasn't happy with it. So we were getting ready to go to Oklahoma City and eat some supper. And just when you leave that other park, there's a big advertising there for GW Zoo, and it said they had tigers. And the kids talked me into stopping there. So we stopped by there, and I fell in love with a grizzly bear, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. So like, I guess, you know, trying to sift through like the fiction and finding the truth and everything like that. You know, did you see, I'm assuming you saw the show, the most recent one.
Oh yeah,
the Joe versus Carole. Yeah, I'm assuming you saw that. So like in that, your character comes in and he's, you know, your character is going through that kind of for like a recovery kind of thing. That wasn't like real. That wasn't true, or that was true.
That was real. You know, I was going through. I only had one leg amputated when I found the zoo, and it was pretty rough. You know, but a lot of people don't know I'm not just an amputee. I'm actually numb from the waist down.
No,
I have a colostomy. I have to self-cath to pee.
Holy shit.
You know, it's real tough to walk when you can't feel what you're doing, you know. And a lot of people don't know that because they see me just take off and walk. They thought, well, he's just missing a couple feet. He's all right.
Yeah,
I am. But, you know, those animals, you know, I have to give it to them animals. That they help me get through a lot.
Holy shit. I mean, you got to blow doctors' minds away then. I mean, with all that, because it's just like.
Yeah, you know, whenever I go to my doctors, they have to take video or pictures, especially my orthopedic doctor, Dr. Ertl in Oklahoma City. There is no better doctor out there that can do an amputation than that man right there.
God damn, I mean, he's going to be getting some business. I mean, that's crazy. That's really just the fact, even if it wasn't for the numbness, like when I saw you, even in the documentary, just walking around, like if you didn't really see, you know, the fake legs, or I'm sorry, I can't think of the correct
on prosthetics on a good
and
day.
how you pimp those out. I love the artwork and everything like that. But yeah, if you didn't see those, you'd be like, oh, that dude maybe has a limp or something. Like there's no way that, you know, it's just mind blowing to me.
On a good day, you can't tell at all.
So like it happened, there was a car accident or something, or
it was a zip line accident.
Yeah.
I used to bungee jump professionally. Like, and I say professionally, we actually traveled around the United States and let people pay to bungee jump, and did it for a few years and just got tired of it. Coming off the road, got me a job at a factory, and the people that I bungee jumped with built this portable zip line. Well, we built it in my backyard. I mean, it literally happened right out here in my backyard, and I was the last live test to go, because it was fixing to go to a place and operate. And I was the last one to go to test it for insurance, and the pulley failed. So
damn.
A lot of human error and pulley failure. So we learned a lot from it. They got their license, you know, they got to be able to take it out there because we learned from my mistakes. So learned the hard way. I fell 50 feet, landed on my feet. And when I landed on the trailer, I landed on stakes, 6-inch stakes, went in my right hip. Which destroyed my intestines, broke my hip, broke my back at the L1, shattered both my feet. And I had my feet for a long time, but they kept telling me, get in a wheelchair, get in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
A wheelchair sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
That
bet.
gives you the drive to get out of that wheelchair because they suck.
Yeah.
And I learned how to move a big toe one day, man. I said, "Oh, it's game on. I'm gonna walk." Went to Dallas Rehab Institute, and they had me walking, but they kept telling me you need to stay in that chair because you can't walk on numb feet because you're just walking on bones. Well, got bone infections, kept bone infections. I kept bone infections, and finally had to lose a leg. So when I first found the zoo, I actually had one real foot, and the other one was prosthetic.
Was did the other foot have to go for the same reason, or was it a separate reason?
The same reason, because I wouldn't quit walking on it, but it
Okay.
actually went because 16 hours at the zoo every day.
Yeah.
I kept it for several years, but it started out just volunteering and helping out that grizzly bear.
Yeah.
I donate my time, a little bit of supplies and stuff. And weekends turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, and then it turned into 14 years. So
is it like, so it was kind of a slow process of you becoming more of an integral part of that? Like at first it wasn't, because I know in the show and in the documentary, it looks like kind of everyone lived on the premises. Did that happen right away for you, or did it take time?
it did. It took time. Time. And it didn't, I wasn't just across the barrier feeding a grizzly bear when I first found the place either, I was just a customer. Joe versus Carole is by no means true account of what took place. I don't drink very often. I do drink, but just every now and then, like twice a year. But in that show, I had a beer in my hand every time you turn around.
Yeah.
And pants. And I don't ever wear pants. I don't care.
Well, I feel like they probably had to do it because I'm assuming they had to do some kind of CGI for the legs or something. I'm not exactly sure.
And I'm sure that was expensive. But
yeah. Did the actor reach out to you at all before?
Not at all.
No?
Nobody did.
Yeah, it didn't sound like they did that for anybody. And
my attorney's reaching out to him right now. So
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, how the hell can they do that? I mean, that's what I was just doing before you. I was going over my contract with Good Productions on this Netflix stuff, and you know how that is. You got to understand.
Oh, they're the ones who own the rights to the documentary.
Tiger King, yes.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, I guess number one, starting with the documentary being filmed, because it felt like they took a lot. Like Eric Good, I think, is the person who did the whole thing, right?
Right.
They took a lot from what the dude with the cowboy hat, what is his name?
Rick Kirkham.
Yeah, it's because he did like a lot of that footage already, so they had a lot of that footage to use. Is that, and I mean, how much of this stuff did Eric Good actually film before this actually came out?
Eric Good and him were on the property for a long time too. This Tiger King started like 5 years into making, but when the Joe and the Carole thing escalated, that's when it turned tails and went towards an animal rights type video.
Okay.
Because Eric Good's a turtle guy. He's all about turtles and animal, and he's an animal rights activist. So
okay, I gotcha. Now, how much we
love them guys.
I mean, turtles I haven't heard too many people die on a hill about turtles, but to each their own. I mean, so like when you start joining the zoo, has the Carole thing started happening yet, or was that not even a thing? It was
happening, but really real low key.
Okay.
And then it just kind of escalated from there and just kept getting worse. Every day I'd tell Joe to shut his mouth at least a dozen times, and he wouldn't do it. So I caught up with him.
So would you say that part of like the characterization of him, whether it's the show or the documentary, is kind of true with him just kind of not like letting up with it and just constantly like
constant every day?
Yeah.
Every day.
Just wow.
That is all Joe focused on. Then towards the end, that is all he focused about was Carole and his big head. I mean, he just wanted to be famous.
Yeah.
He got his wish. I mean, he
definitely got his wish. Yeah, that's
he hasn't even seen the documentary all the way through yet.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah
that's so yeah, because I realized that documentary didn't even come out. He was already in prison when it got released.
Yep.
That's gotta
he can't even enjoy the fame.
Yeah. Wow. That's that seems like for him that's like the ultimate punishment.
And he got a bad rap. I mean, he got some charges on him he shouldn't have got, but they hammered him with the max on everything. The man doesn't deserve 21 years. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
He didn't kill nobody. I mean, there's killers out there that are out in less time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it definitely seems like the animal thing became more of what they were trying to amp up. Now,
Right.
like with that being said, I guess we're gonna jump around a little bit, but that's fine. We don't have to do like
You
we don't have
direct
to
me
go from
whichever
A
way
to
you
B
want to go.
for any reason. But so like in the I feel like the documentary and the Peacock show kind of show two different sides. Like it seems
is.
like, and you could disagree with me on this. Obviously, you're more of the expert in this because you were there, but it feels like the Netflix one kind of slightly sides with Joe, and the Peacock one definitely aims more towards siding with Carole. And like in the Netflix one, it kind of makes it look like Joe didn't even really want to put a hit on Carole. Jeff and Alan kept pushing him to do it. Whereas in the Peacock show, it makes it look like Jeff didn't even know about it, and it was kind of completely Joe's idea. So, and if you're not allowed to talk about stuff, by all means, I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I am personally being sued by Carole, so I don't give a crap, you know.
Okay. Oh man, you're throw me under the bus now.
She's suing me just like she did Joe, and she's not done suing all of us people that have animals. And but definitely the Peacock Joe versus Carole was, I swear, was paid for by Carole.
Okay.
Because that was a Big Cat Big Cat Safety Act promotion is what that was.
Yeah.
To get that deal in Congress. Now the documentary, season 1 and 2, when it talks about Jeff and all them. Now don't get me wrong, Joe. Every day Joe said that bitch needs to die. Every day.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it a million times. He said it a million times. That doesn't mean we're going to go do it.
Right.
So Jeff and Alan and James Garretson actually provoked all that and poked the bear to get him to do what they wanted him to do.
Yeah.
And then throwed him under the bus. And now all three of them are hiding somewhere. You know, they're all scattered right now because they don't know what's going to catch up with them.
Yeah, and it seems like that the lawyer, the Tiger Tail guy, he seems to really be trying to reveal a lot of the true.
I don't understand him yet. I haven't quite grasped what his objective is because he's putting everything out publicly. I mean,
yeah. Well, is he officially representing Joe, or is he just kind of okay? He is okay,
but he's officially a bigger star than I am because he puts himself out in front of the cameras more than anything.
Yeah, yeah, and that seems to be, man. See, it's got to be. I guess let me ask you this. So, I think why people are drawn to you specifically out of everybody is, number one, you seem like the most like normal person out of everybody that we saw. But also like incredibly humble. You have like an amazing attitude, like especially with what you've been through. So like being kind of like a regular guy, how does like going from seeing this documentary just set the country on fire to an actor playing you? I mean, what is like, is it still surreal? Is it like,
yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. You know, I stayed up when that first docuseries dropped. I stayed up till 2:00 in the morning here where I live because that's what time it released in California.
Okay.
And I binge watched all 7 episodes to make sure I didn't look stupid.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get a preview or nothing. They just threw it out there. And then producers can make you look any way they want you to look. I mean, they could just make you look bad. And I didn't want to look stupid. So I was pleased when I went to sleep that morning for an hour. I was pleased with the way I was portrayed in there.
Yeah.
And season 1 was 95% complete accurate. I mean, believe it or not. I mean, that was my life for 14 years.
Yeah.
They downplayed Joe just a little bit. He's a whole lot more arrogant and flamboyant. But other than that, everything else was pretty good and true.
Yeah.
And, you know, I woke up the next day thinking, ain't nobody watching this.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man. I walk out my front door and there's people waiting for me to come out of my house.
Holy shit.
I said, there's no way this is real.
Yeah.
Went to Walmart. Did nothing but make selfies, do selfies, and take selfies all the time. I still, when I go to Walmart, people follow me around to this day.
So it was pretty quick. I mean, after the documentary dropped, I mean, it was not a long time.
Yeah. I mean, when, you know, the documentary was out, you know, it gets it tells Bodine Transmissions right there when I'm sitting on that race car. Everybody knows me from racing. Everybody knows me from Burke Burnett. So, I mean, it just hammered around here.
Yeah. I mean, was your position at the zoo more of like the handy guy, like, you know, fixing stuff?
I did do it. I did everything. But my main thing was to take care of them animals, make sure they were taken care of, make sure the paperwork was in line. And that was my main job. But I know how to weld. I know how to work on an engine. I know how to make a lawnmower run. And none of them guys knew how to do that.
Right.
So you just kind of fill the shoes and do your manager duties, you know?
I gotcha. Now, so here's another thing. Like, so in the Peacock show, because I know a lot of that obviously is Hollywooded up and all that kind of stuff, but they do show you kind of as like almost like a big brother, or almost in some cases like a father figure to Travis. Was that kind of real?
That was real. Yeah.
Okay.
That was real. Me and Travis clicked real good.
Yeah. Did you feel like, so, I mean, again, and I'm sure there's obviously all this kind of exaggerated for certain things, but did he really want to, start becoming a mechanic and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. I was teaching him how to work on his 4-wheeler, the lawnmowers. He'd be right there to help me. And yeah, he did want to learn.
Yeah. Did he want to like sign up for night classes, or
he just wanted to learn from me.
Okay. I got you.
He just wanted to follow my shoes because, I don't brag on myself, but there's not a whole lot I can't do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can drive an 18-wheeler. I can weld. I can't scuba dive. I hate water. But other than that, there's not a whole lot I can't do. I can build an engine. I mean, my race cars have my engines in them.
That's wild. Yeah. I mean, I always see you next to the race car and everything like that. So yeah, that's, so how does, I mean, because all the different things you do pre the GW, it's called the GWZ. That was the official name of it.
Yeah.
Before that, were you doing anything with animals? I mean, how do you go from?
No, I had a monkey. I had my own personal monkey.
Okay.
And that was about the most exotic thing I had. I had a pigtail macaque, and I just loved animals. I had dogs.
Yeah.
And I've always had dogs. I'm not a house cat fan, but when I went to that zoo, it's like I clicked with that bear, man. That bear and me just clicked. And I mean, we had an awesome relationship. He knew when I was coming on the property. They have a good sense of smell, so they know.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Ozzy got along great. And then I just built a rapport with the staff. They all love me. The animals love me. And I know it's weird to say, but they all treated me differently. The animals, not the staff.
Yeah.
The animals knew something was different about me, but I mean, I'd climb in the cage with any of the cats out there. I mean, it just got to the point that I'm not scared of nothing.
Does it take, I feel like, well, I can't even say that about a bear because I haven't been around like physically that close to anything that big, but like, were you at first, were you more like hesitant with like the tigers, the bears? Like at what point were you just like,
yeah, starting out, you just, when you walk up to a grizzly bear, that thing's 10, 11 foot tall and 1,000 pounds, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's intimidating. And when you look up, he looks like he's 20 foot tall. But, he just started, they just you learn little quirks about them.
Yeah.
Like tigers, you learn to watch them and read them, and you know what's coming, you know what's happening. And I've just learned all that over the years. And the veterinarian there taught me amazingly so much about exotics. It's just unreal. I mean, no college is going to teach me what Dr. Green taught me right there in Wynnewood, Oklahoma.
Wow. Yeah, no, your experiences, man, have just got to be just mind blowing. It's just,
yeah, I am still in the big cat world. I'm still dealing with big cats. So,
okay.
I work a regular job. I work 2 regular jobs, but in the wintertime, I babysit tigers for a guy so he can go away for 3 months. So,
okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess
you'll see on my Facebook post, Wendell and all them. That's who I take care of. So,
yeah, you're the guy to do it for sure. Now with that though, because I again, before this Tiger King documentary, the whole idea of like people owning tigers and stuff, I didn't even know was a thing. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, not to say I'm for it, against it, whatever. But obviously it seems like down there is kind of more common since Carole has kind of, got her thing through Congress or whatever it is. Is it like incredibly harder to do that than it was before?
Man, it's hard for me to get a tiger. I need a baby tiger right now. I can't stand it for a facility. And it's hard for me to get a tiger. Everybody's just scared. I mean,
yeah,
it's perfectly legal for them to give me a tiger because I'm involved with a license.
Yeah.
As long as you have a license, they can go from license to license. And they can't sell you that tiger. They have to give you that tiger.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly legal, but everybody's scared since Tiger King come out.
Oh, so you personally, you're saying like it's okay. I got you.
Because Carole is just, up everybody's butt over this. And
Yeah.
I mean, she's flying drones over my house here where I live, and to make sure I
God.
don't have anything. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, she seems like she's
Pretty
definitely
obsessed.
taking things to the next to a quite an aggressive level. I mean,
But you know, I went to the resentencing hearing, and she's looking a little rough. She's looking like this is all taking its toll on her and Howard.
yeah. No, I'm sure. I mean, it's I feel like they probably, it seems like both people, you know, for the universe just put them against each other, and it just kind of just brought out the worst in both of them, and they both couldn't, they both were not willing to move an inch. It seems like they just,
but they both made money off of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Both of them made, both of them banked off of it.
Yeah. Are you talking about Tigers or the famous?
Carole and Joe. Carole and Joe off the Tigers. Yeah, off of the feud going on.
Yeah. Because that's like, was it before the Netflix thing? I mean, was it becoming known on like a local level or a regional level what was going on between Joe and her? Like, was it like
he didn't hide it. I mean, when he did his shows for the zoo, you know, he told the public what was going on and stuff.
Yeah.
The newscast, all the news stations covered anytime he got sued or anything like that. But I think the news had a lot to do with making it as big as it did.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, I think it was 2015, John Oliver did that thing.
Yeah.
And that's when I first saw the Joe Exotic thing. And I didn't even know, like, you know, Carole Baskin, but I just, you know, in that clip he says, and I got a judgment against me by this bitch down in Florida. And I just thought it was like his ex-wife or something. I didn't know what was.
They should have been married. They got along just as good.
Yeah. Oh man, that's that's crazy. So what do you because that's what confuses me about with how everybody is getting shut down or the sentencing and everything like that, because technically he had a license for the Tigers, right? So I don't exactly, I mean, in the Peacock show, they basically make it look like, you know, because he shot the Tigers or whatever, but then legally you can do that, I guess, if you own them. And so what exactly were they trying to charge him with if everything he did was legal, aside from obviously the hit thing? I don't understand the tiger part of it.
Well, they got him for selling baby tigers too.
Okay.
For trafficking baby tigers. And they got him for shooting the 5 tigers because they said it was inhumane, but it's the most humane way to do it.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
really
when you
quick.
have to sedate a tiger, you have to dart it, okay? Because most of them I could actually just bump with a syringe and they would go down. But some of you got to dart because they know what's coming. And when you dart them, they run around with this dart hanging out of their butt. And it's awful, you know. And then when they pass out, you go in there and then you euthanize them once they're down. But you got to send them through a trauma to where a bullet, it's over.
Just,
you know,
quick and easy. Yeah.
Same way a farmer does his horse or his cows, which
Same
is
thing.
fixing to be illegal. So it's coming.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how that became the catalyst for everything else, you know. And it's
precedents. They're setting precedents with Joe.
Yeah. Kind of. So you do feel like he kind of got used as like a scapegoat for everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the man did some stuff wrong, but he did. You know, all the animal acts, the selling of the tiger, they're all misdemeanors. They should have just been fines.
Yeah.
But they hammered him with the max. They give him the max sentence in jail, the max fine, and everything on everything. So the judge's animal rights, half the jury was animal rights, and Carole was animal rights. So, you know, they was all against him.
Yeah.
And Joe's attorneys were a joke.
Yeah. Did he have a public defender at the time?
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. So because the Tiger King didn't come out yet. So he didn't have that he didn't have that, you know, gimme that after it happened, they had something they could benefit really from it just by the fame of it. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, if it would have happened like after the documentary came out, it probably would have ended up with a way crazier better
they're
lawyer.
trying to get a new trial now because of all the new evidence. But I mean, how you going to get a jury now? I mean, everybody's going to be tainted.
Yeah,
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, it's because I feel like it's like a presidential election. Like the country's probably split.
Yeah,
you know, between who they how
But,
they're gonna side and everything
they're
like
keeping
that.
him in solitary confinement all the time. He spends 90% of his time in solitary confinement because they don't want him being famous in prison.
Wow.
I mean, it's just abusive in jail because, and I mean, there's people walking around that's killed somebody and spent less time than Joe's
Oh
going to
yeah.
spend, and that just blows my mind.
Yeah. No, it's
The man doesn't deserve 21 years.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Carole wants him
definitely
to be in there more.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure she would be fine with him rotting
Oh
in
yeah,
there. I wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me. Now, I guess like in terms of you know, all the people, the cast of characters, all you guys, between the Netflix show, between the Peacock show, like when we talk about like, you know, Sav, John Finlay, like all these other guys, like were they portrayed fairly accurately? Like where would you kind of
yeah. You know, I can't say Peacock because I'm not happy with Peacock at all. You know, the Joe versus Carole was just a mockery.
yeah.
But during the documentary, everybody was portrayed just like they were.
Yeah.
John Finlay sat on the couch playing video games with no shirt on, smoking a cigarette all day and all night, nights on end.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly how he was.
Yeah.
Saf was just like Saf was. I mean, Eric Cowie was just like Eric Cowie was. I mean, everybody was portrayed just like they can argue all they want. That's how they were.
Yeah.
That part was accurate.
Did you feel like after I finished the documentary, like my feeling that I was left with was like, whether you agree with Joe or not, it felt like in the end, everyone turned on him, obviously, except you. Is that kind of like how you felt at the time or?
Yeah. You know, I knew all the shady ones anyways. You know, Garrison sold me a damn stolen Hummer and now he denies it, but he knows what happened. I have a case number for that. And he got out of that by turning evidence on Joe.
Oh, so that was that.
You know, he got out of all his felonies and stuff because of that. But I just knew the shady ones, and they're still shady, and they're still walking around scot-free.
Yeah.
I mean, Lowe starved all them animals to death after we left.
Yeah.
I mean, half of them died from starvation.
Yeah.
And then they put it on YouTube and on Facebook, and I had to watch it. And it was crushing to watch young Yai sit there and die. Somebody get a vet and euthanize him, you know, but nobody would because they didn't have no money to do that.
Yeah.
But that's okay to do that.
He seemed like the biggest con artist out of everybody. Like in a way, he was almost like Carole. At least she's honest about who she is, kind of thing. Like Jeff is like he was able to kind of take the zoo and didn't even have any money, and he did that again with like another place. Like he somehow was able to put himself in these positions to
don't look up his background because you're gonna be alarmed.
No, that's what I hear. Yeah. No, he's the fact that that guy's walking around free is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he conned a damn woman's clinic up there in South Carolina and got thousands from them.
Wow.
And he's found guilty on that. So, but he's just walking around doing his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does. The whole thing just ends up looking really fishy with all the other. You look at everyone else and it's like, man, all these people, especially when I think it was the sequel or it was just its own thing, the Doc Antle series. Like he's really got some. Seems like he really has some demons. Like
he does, you know. But everybody knows his lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you know, back in the 70s, it wasn't frowned on to date a 17-year-old,
right,
and stuff like that, like it is now.
Yeah.
And everybody throws pedophile out there, but you know, back then it wasn't. You know, nobody looked at it that way. So you know, I look at Doc a little different. He has an amazing facility.
Yeah.
I can't say anything bad about Doc. I mean, he's got 5 girlfriends or wives. You know, more power to him. If he can handle that many of them, hell, I don't want that many. But you know, I've been to his facility. There's lots of rumors that he euthanizes his cubs when he's done with them, but I never seen an incinerator or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know that because most of the time Joe took all his cubs when he was done with them. So they had a place to go. So, you know, there's a lot of rumors out there. I know they're going after him for the same thing as Joe right now as far as trafficking tiger cubs. But like I told the feds, if they have tigers and they're breeding, they're selling them. I don't care. They're not going to give you something that's worth $2,000 or a $5,000, you know, cheetah, or, you know, some of them cats are 50 grand.
Yeah.
You know, which is illegal to sell.
Yeah.
But they, you know, they can give it to you for free.
Yeah.
But they won't do that. I mean, it's a commodity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, man, that's so So
It's crazy.
How does like see up here we have zoos and stuff, and it's kind of like where is the line drawn between like if someone wants to start a zoo, what quote unquote makes a zoo official, and you look at Carole's facility and it's like they're all in cages and stuff, and it's not like it looks that spectacular.
It's
right?
not.
So
It's a mess. I've been there twice.
yeah.
I mean, I literally infiltrated that place twice.
Were you there for the helicopter incident?
I was there for the helicopter.
Holy shit, that had to be insane.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't happen like they showed it. We didn't get low. You couldn't fly low because there was an airport close by.
Yeah.
We had to stay at like 500 or 600 feet.
Okay.
And so, I mean, the cats weren't pacing. The cats could barely hear us up there.
Yeah. Did Joe have like a speaker, a megaphone or something?
No, none of that happened. None of that happened.
Wow, did it all happen like the same day where like you guys tried going to the zoo, he got kicked out, and then you guys went and rented the helicopter?
And we didn't get kicked out. We went through the whole show. We went through the tour and everything.
Okay.
And as we were getting ready to leave, that's when Joe made his presence known as he walked out the door.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Carole wasn't nowhere around. I'm sure she was there somewhere, but we never did find Carole.
Have they ever, aside from the court, have him and her ever been in person together? Do you know?
No.
Never. Yeah.
Just court.
Yeah. Wow. That's so crazy. I mean,
I've never seen Carole face to face individually other than court.
Yeah.
And then, we've not been face to face. I've been in the audience or something like that. But now I have talked to her husband, Howard. I mean, he came by to look at the zoo and they were going to get ownership of the zoo. And I walked through there with him.
So was that more of a cohesive conversation?
It was, I didn't have a complaint about Howard. Howard told me I had a nice facility and I was doing a good job. So because he knew I was running the zoo.
Yeah.
And I did. I had an amazing facility.
So do you feel like he really, if it was up to him, he would have kind of eased off?
He'd have been done already. Yeah. It's just stressing him out. He looks really rough.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude they had play him, I was distracted because that dude was kind of like jacked a little bit. Like, I was like, oh, he doesn't look like that. I mean,
the Mayhem guy playing Jeff Lowe was just unbelievable. That was perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in your take on it, in terms of the actors, like, that really, it felt like, I felt like almost all of them did a good job. Like it's,
and Kate McKinnon did a wonderful job.
Oh yeah, no, she was perfect for that role.
I wasn't thrilled about the Joe actor, but other than that, I mean, Joe wasn't short. Joe wasn't flamboyant that bad, I mean, they made Joe look really bad, but other than that, and Joe would have smacked my hat off when I was in the meeting. It would have been game on. Me and him would have been fisticuffing it. I can promise you. None of that crap happened. Yeah. We got into some pretty good arguments, but we never come to blows. Yeah. He would not have knocked my hat off.
Yeah. Did the thing, and again, this might be getting into personal stuff that even maybe you weren't aware of, but like in the Peacock show, they show like, the whole thing, they kind of make it look like, and you can speak on this, you could not speak on it. They kind of make it look like he's convincing these dudes who would have otherwise been straight to like become gay for him. Like, and then there ends up being like a resentment there, and like, and it seemed like towards the end, John did have a resentment John Finlay had a resentment towards him, like how, as much as you can say, what's your take on that whole dynamic?
He did. I think he groomed him guys when they were young. I know he did John Finlay. He groomed him, but John Finlay can say what he wanted. He was happy for 6 years with him, I think. Yeah. And then, but between him and Travis, they still both looked at boobs on the internet and stuff. So I knew they had that I want to go straight tendency. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess the rewards were more than beneficial to them. I mean, they didn't have to ask for nothing, man. I mean, if they wanted a pickup, he went and bought it for them. If they wanted a go-kart, he went and bought it for them. Travis didn't have a license. He didn't want a car. All he wanted was go-karts and four-wheelers. So he had it. Yeah. Damn.
So there was like a high point where Joe was just rolling in the dough pretty much. Just
the zoo was profitable. It's just so much of it's hid because of cash. But I mean, me and a couple other people tried to buy the zoo from him because he said he's done. He's ready to get out. So I offered him $100,000 for it. And he had to think about it for a day or two, but he turned it down.
Okay.
But it's very profitable. It could have made, it did make millions. Yeah, he wasn't hurting. He just pissed it away.
Yeah. He was
running for governor, running for president, a
yeah.
limo, more studio equipment.
I'm sure the music videos probably ran up.
Music videos, yeah. He just pissed it away. It was just stupid.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So what would you like, so obviously you feel like the Netflix one covered the truth better. What would you say, is your feeling right now, just like in terms of the financial aspect, like you guys definitely deserve more compensation because of how much money's been made off of your guys' story? Like, what's the position?
And I'm finding out that some of them people made money, like lots of money.
Oh, like the cast?
And a lot of us didn't. So the way with the documentary thing works is they won't pay you for documentary for acting because it's not acting, it's actual portrayal of what happened.
Right.
And so if they pay you, you're an actor.
Mm-hmm.
A documentary is not acting, and that's the way they look at that. But now you can sell them information off your hard drive or videos that you have and stuff like that collectively, and that's what took place. But I'm learning through the grapevine and in hearsay that some of them made quite a bit of money
because they kind of gave up different pieces of footage, information,
that
kind of thing.
And like Garrison sued him for something. I don't know what it was. He got $30,000 for something they did wrong or put on there he didn't want.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm sure Jeff Lowe banked off of it.
Yeah.
Jeff Lowe and Carole have made the most money right now. Between Joe, Jeff Lowe, and Carole, they're making money.
So Joe has, because I saw something where I think it was like a phone jail interview where he talked about how much merch is being sold and he's not. So he is actually being paid at this point.
Well, he can't get paid from any of this. I think he can, like the merchandise and the weed sales and stuff like that. But as far as Netflix or any of that stuff goes, he can't profit off of it because he's in jail for it, which doesn't make sense to me. But
yeah,
somebody's getting paid for him.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
What a
I know Dylan got a big chunk of it.
Oh, really? So they're are they still a thing or?
No, they're trying to get divorced right now, but it's a mess. It's a mess. Dylan wasn't around a couple of weeks when all this shit took place. The ending of Joe at the zoo.
Yeah, it's crazy that he was even got in the documentary, really, when you think about it, kind of thing.
That's what I said. And he banked. He made like 6 figures off of this.
Yeah. So
then he sold all Joe's stuff and everything. So I don't know what he's made.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So when the Netflix crew was there, well, I guess I don't even know if it was Netflix. Eric, I'm assuming, just sold the story to Netflix. But when he first started coming around the zoo to film, was it because you guys were already getting filmed by I always forget the dude's name.
Kirkham was gone wasn't there very much longer. Tim Seppi stepped in and started filming.
Okay.
But Netflix or Eric Good came in there to film a documentary about a gay guy with 2 husbands carrying guns running a zoo. That's what it was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
And then it just spun around to Joe and Carole.
Yeah. When they started filming that, though, was part of you, especially again you seem like a pretty low-key guy, especially before all this, where you're like, I don't want to be involved with this kind of
I didn't. Joe told me just sign the paperwork and go on. So eventually I just signed it and went on. But Joe had cameras on us 24/7 anyways.
Yeah.
Because he tried to document everything that took place on there in case he needed it or in case a documentary company wanted it.
Yeah.
So I wake up in the morning and have to put a microphone on and cameras on me. And it's just a normal day to me to have cameras on me. But
yeah,
if the TV crews and stuff come to do interviews and stuff, I just say, give me my microphone. I just hook it up. And they said, you've done this a couple times, haven't you? I said, yeah, I'll get right through this. Let's go.
Yeah. So there wasn't really a big sense of privacy at a point living on the facility.
No.
Yeah. So did it feel like any of you guys couldn't really have your own relationships and stuff like that?
No, you could. I could. I was married at the time, but I didn't have. My marriage was pretty flaky from the get-go anyways. I was married for 31 years.
Oh, wow.
And we never spent any time together.
Yeah.
I've stayed at that zoo as much as I could to take care of them animals, and I just never seen her.
Yeah.
But she didn't come up and visit or nothing. But yeah, I could have had a girlfriend and nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
I mean, but I lived at Joe's house with them for the longest time. And when Travis come along, he said he kind of wants his privacy. So I bought a cabin and built a cabin and started staying in the cabin.
Okay.
So I finally got my own place because, you know, John and Travis and Joe, they needed their own place. I mean, that's 3 grown men. And, you know, they wouldn't do nothing in front of me or nothing like that. They'd kiss each other every now and then, but it was just like pecks on the cheek and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Joe, I think at one time I was the only straight thing on the park, including the cages. I mean, but it's
even the tigers were gay.
Yeah, I mean, it was their own, but you know, I could have had my own privacy if I wanted to.
Yeah. Do you what was I just gonna ask? So with oh yeah, so who do you like? Do you still keep in touch with the other John? Do you still keep in touch with Sat? Like who? Eric, like do you keep in touch with any of these people at this point, or is it kind of like?
Now, you know, several of like Jeff Johnson shot himself. Eric Cowie died from alcohol poisoning, which I knew would happen at some point in his life.
Yeah.
But John Finley's got an attorney. You can't talk to him unless you go to an attorney. He's hiding. I don't know. He's hiding from something.
Wow.
Saf got rid of all. You know, me and Saf was doing a tour there for a while, and then Saf just got rid of all social media, all phones. Can't even find Saf right now. So I lost contact with Saf, but Saf was pretty much the only one I stayed in contact with because we had this tour together.
Yeah. Saf definitely seemed like the other most normal person out of all of you guys for sure. That's because it did seem like John seemed really like, you know, upset at the end. Like he just really wanted felt a little spiteful and stuff. And
well, you know, the documentary come out and I'm pretty sure he convinced people that he's straight, you know, because he got Amber pregnant and then he got him another girlfriend after that. And he just wanted he wanted that gay past to go away, you know. When the documentary came out, it just fired it all back up, and I think that's what made him real mad. So
wow, that makes sense.
He don't want to talk to none of us, so I don't know what his problem is or what he's hiding. Other than, you know, Jeff Lowe groomed him for court and stuff, so he groomed all of them, and John Phillips has all the recordings of it now where Jeff Lowe groomed them all for court. So I don't know what's going to come of it.
Yeah. When's the next kind of court situation supposed to happen?
Well, as soon as John Phillips fills the paperwork out right, he keeps putting too many pages in there and they keep kicking it back.
Oh, man.
They have to do, he keeps sending 200 pages and 250 pages, and it has to be 65 pages.
Oh, Jesus.
And he can't condense it down. And he's got to get the paperwork filed.
Is he representing you too, or is you got your own kind of situation?
No, he's just representing Joe, and I represent myself because I can't afford an attorney.
Yeah.
You know, them guys want 50 and 60 grand just to start this case.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
When Carole first sued me, let me show you this bag. This bag's probably about 30 pounds, probably a little more, full of nothing but Carole's court papers.
Holy shit.
And I had to do all this by hand.
So that part's real from the Peacock show then?
Because I can't afford an attorney, so I had to do it myself. So,
God, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Why is, I mean, trying to understand her, I guess would be hard, but I don't understand, like you, like, it's like,
what did I have?
You seem like a reasonable guy, you know. I mean, did they try approaching you before, you know, she went after you by any means, or like in a more peaceful way?
She reached out to everybody. She got to Kirkham, and Kirkham sold his stuff for 30 grand. She just wrote him a check and sent it to her. And she reached out to everybody. She reached out to me one time. And I've been trying to dig up that email and I can't find it. It was actually a message from, and it was under a bogus name, but I knew it was from Carole because it says on there, this is Carole. And I let Joe answer that message that I got from her, and man, he just went off on her.
Oh man.
And she's never tried to reach out to me again. And I put it out there multiple times. Write me a 6-figure check and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, because they all know I know what happened and I know what took place.
Yeah.
Because I ran the zoo.
Yeah. I mean, you got to know more of the details than almost anybody, because everyone's kind of, you know, they were either.
They didn't want me on that court. They didn't want me on that stand because they knew I'd debunk everything that they come up with.
Yeah. That's crazy to me. They didn't put, I mean, I wasn't there obviously, but from what I know, it didn't seem like they really put any of you know, anybody who was really going to give full scope of information on there. I mean,
well, they put Lauren, they put Eric Cowie, which was drunk on the stand, Alan Glover, which was drunk on the stand, and creditable witnesses. There is what that is.
Were there any cameras in the courtroom?
No.
Nope. Didn't they? I think from what I remember, they didn't. Joe actually wanted them, and they didn't. They felt like it was gonna play in his favor.
Carole didn't want him to be any more famous than he would become. So
yeah,
she's really crying right now because he's more famous than she is. So.
Oh yeah, he's. I mean, I got a coffee cup right by here with you know, him on there, and the famous with the glittery shirt and the tiger right by him. You know, that famous
I got one
picture.
of them shirts.
Yeah. You might have to break it out one day, man. That's you can frame that. I mean, at this point, you know, there's have you been in touch with Joe?
I have. Just recently though, I went and talked to him when all this was taking place because he don't know how to shut his mouth.
Yeah.
He talks too much, and everything he does or says can be recorded and used against him.
Oh yeah, because he's on the prison phone, right?
Yeah. So here recently, he's added me to the list, and I've talked to him 3 times now, but I don't know. I think he's still using me because all he does is call and want stuff like information, dig this up, and stuff. So,
do you feel like because it does seem like both shows kind of make him seem like he is more of a user in terms of like manipulating people? I mean, where do you think the line was with him, like kind of being a real friend and him having his own like agenda with somebody?
Well, like I tell everybody this, Joe is his best friend. He is his #1 fan. So his ego is bigger than anything, and that comes first for him. So
yeah.
Did you feel that place amazingly, and he never give me a thank you ever. 14 years, ever.
That's crazy. That's mind blowing to me. So that's what I think, like, whether it's me or I think a lot of other people, you know, you probably been through some serious hell the past, you know, however long with this whole journey and stuff, but you still, like, you know, you pretty much are one of the last defenders of him, if not the only one. And is it just because despite all of the things that he probably did wrong, you still feel like he's got an unfair rap, even with that being said, kind of thing?
Yeah, you know, everybody talks about the things he did wrong and how bad a guy he was, but nobody shows the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we went to hospitals to take Christmas presents to dying kids in the cancer ward. If there was a kid with Down syndrome or something like that and couldn't get out, Joe would go to the house with the baby tiger. He did all that. You know, we fed the homeless every Thanksgiving and every Christmas for free. Anybody could come to the zoo on Christmas and Thanksgiving, get in for free and eat a free meal.
Wow.
And, you know, he did all that, but nobody talks about none of that. They talk about all the bad.
Yeah.
He does have some good points, but he is an arrogant bastard. You know, he's Joe. So he's been good to everyone and people that dogged him. He's either got them out of jail, got their car out of impound, or loaned them money or whatever. They've all been helped. And they forget about all that.
Yeah. I mean, again, it felt like, you know, everyone turned their back on him in the end. And you know, some of those characters I think were kind of shady from the get-go, probably, just in my personal opinion. You know, but it's I'm sure being in that world is crazy, and you know, it's not going to attract the people who it's going to attract. Like you're going to have a wild side to you. You're going to have you know, so there's going to be some craziness and stuff like that, especially, like I said, you being like one of the people standing out just for being a normal person. I mean, that's that had to be a wild thing.
I was
I
probably
guess
the
just
most level-headed person on the park.
yeah. I mean, he picked. That's one solid thing he did is pick you to run it. Then I mean, that's you know, you got to give him credit for that. Do you feel like when you got there, because obviously when you, whether it's the Netflix thing, whether it's the Peacock thing, everything time-wise is condensed, right? They have to condense everything.
Right.
You know, when you first started working for Joe, was Joe like a little more calm? Did what he ended up being, did that eventually get there? Or was he just on like 100 from day one and that was just every day?
Now, you know, when I first met him, he was just a guy that loved his animals, you know, trying to make it right. And then it just kind of just grew that way. And then the more Carole poked the bear, the more he got more ego, you know, and it just progressively grew.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what year it was, but right there towards the end, the last 3 or 4 years, he didn't give a rat's ass about the cats no more. It was all about campaigning, being on stage somewhere, looking pretty all the time.
Yeah.
It just got irritating as hell. But you know, I quit a couple times right there towards the end because of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if you know what it costs to run for president or governor, but holy crap, man, we're talking 6 figures.
Upper I'm sure
6 figures.
Yeah. Did Josh get paid for being the campaign manager?
Yeah, Josh got a check every damn day. Yeah,
okay.
he did all right. That's a whole nother topic right there, that guy.
Yeah, he's been something else.
Yeah.
You know, on social media and stuff like that. So even him, like he's not someone you've been in touch with, or and I'm assuming
he was on the tour with us.
Okay.
And you know, I didn't go out with him or anything like that. I didn't hang with him or anything like that because we wasn't that close. So
yeah.
Come here.
Oh, man. Yeah. So is there any, I guess, just to you know, close on this, you know, obviously the Netflix thing, the Peacock thing, they try to capture the highlights, the most craziest parts. Is there anything that like a story that you were like, why wasn't that shown in any of these? Like, is there any kind of thing that like,
you know, everybody talks, you know, did you ever get bit? Did you ever get bit? I got bit several times.
Really?
Yeah. Me and Joe got bit one day. We were moving a 2-year-old cat that was in the medical building and he had gotten better. So we had to move her to a cage. And I didn't want to spend $7 on a dart. So let's walk her. So we was going to walk her to a roll around cage, and we went to put her in a roll around cage, and the collar hit something and scared her. So she bit Joe right on the leg, right by the knee, and then turned and bit me the same place, all within the blink of an eye. Wow. It happened so fast. And Joe threw his leash, he threw the chain up in the air. So I had a hold of this cat by myself. And he's laying on the ground, there's blood just running out of his pants.
Holy shit.
I'm left holding the bag. So I had to get that cat back in that house and back in the medical building without it getting loose. And I drugged that cat. I actually choked the cat down because I had a choker on it. I choked the cat down until it was almost ready to pass out. And then I drug it back in the medical building without one of my legs on because it had actually pulled one of my legs off. And its claws were literally, hey. Nobody, these guys don't want to hear that.
He's getting jealous of the cat story. He's trying like, don't forget about me. I'm wild too.
I know it. But it actually dug its claws into my shoe and they wouldn't come back out. That's how far it dug them in. But I got it in that building and I got the cat contained and everything and pulled the claws out of my shoe. And then the cat woke back up, come back to me. And I got outside. I went to looking at my leg, but when you have prosthetics, you have layers on. You have neoprene, you have socks. It broke the top of my prosthetic leg, but where it bit me just left a bruise. It never punctured.
Because it basically was crushing the prosthetic leg was protected.
Prosthetic. Joe, not so lucky. He took a big bite to behind the knee, and one of its baby back teeth was stuck in his leg. And he automatically called for a helicopter because he knew it was bad. And when he got to Norman and they said it wasn't that bad, I about died laughing. I said, oh my God, he was dying.
Yeah.
But we did that. And we hid all that by saying he was in a chainsaw accident. So we named that cat Chainsaw.
Holy shit. That's
and they knew that,
crazy story.
They all knew that, and nobody even talked about none of that.
Is that part of the reason he needed the cane thing at the end, or was that just a
no, that was, man, he had his knee bent sideways so many times from in Big Cats when he's in there doing his shows, and Cletus whooped his ass in the cage. The camel, he whooped him in the cage one day.
Wow.
But Joe over exaggerates everything. And at that time, towards the end, when he's using a crutch all the time, it's because most people don't know it. When you adapt to a limp, it's hard to get rid of that limp.
Yeah.
And he could never get rid of that limp.
Wow.
So he kept that crutch around.
Wow. That's wild. Do you feel like after being through all that, like if you went to like Africa or somewhere where just these things roam, like you feel like you would have like zero fear at this point? I mean,
yeah, I would not be afraid at all. I would really love to go see the silverbacks in Uganda, but I'll never be able to afford an $8,000 plane ticket to go over there, so it'll never happen.
I'm sure hell, you might be able to get a job as a safari kind of person.
Maybe. I don't know.
Experience. God damn.
I would love to go see all that.
Yeah. Did you guys have lions too, or was it just tigers?
We had lions, tigers, ligers, leopards. We had everything.
For like an outsider, what is like, if you were to be like someone like myself, man, I've never been physically in front of one of these things. If you were to say to a person who's never handled cats and you said, okay, you're going to be in front of either a lion, a leopard, a tiger, what is like the thing that you would be like, this is the cat that you got to worry the most about?
At the zoo, you were within 3 foot of all of our cats. You could literally reach across the barrier, stick your hand in a cage and get bit if you wanted to. I mean, that's literally how close you were. The biggest thing there is getting peed on. That's the biggest fear, because you walk by a cat, it's going to spray you.
Yeah.
And we had, at one time, we had 178 big cats.
Damn. And so getting peed on was a regular occurrence.
It was going to happen. Yeah.
Oh man, that's good, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, man. It means a lot to me, and I want you to, give your people a shout out who's sponsoring.
Yeah.
You right
now. Yeah. This is Lizard Lit pit lights, because I raced and I got a set of lights from them, and I just promote them as much as I can. And then Pruitt Ford is on my car, my race car and stuff like that. They have sponsored me way before I found the zoo.
Wow.
So everybody stayed on board with me, and I've actually picked up more sponsors this year too. So it's been helpful, being famous, I guess. I wish it came with a paycheck, but it don't. So I just got to be glorified, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look for maybe you can get a manager or something. I mean, I'm not, in the industry like that, so I can't really speak on it, but I'm assuming, maybe. I
do a few things. I go out, I'm into wrestling. Hey, stop. We're doing an interview here. But I'm going to Strawberry Festival in South Carolina, Fort Mills, South Carolina, I believe May 6th and 7th or something like that. Everybody's out that area. They need to come see me. I'm into wrestling. I'm going to WrestleCon on the 1st because Charlie Haas is going to be down there, and I got to watch him in a cage match. He might need a leg. You never know if I got to throw him a leg. But I've been getting involved in a few things. I've been having fun. I've met amazing people. I don't know if you know the Turtle Man or not. He goes out and finds these great big snapping turtles and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can call him at any time. He'll pick up the phone and talk. Josh Owens from Moonshiners, Ron and Amy from Lizard Lick Towing. I can, all them guys, I can pick up the phone right now and call them. It's just been amazing. And I've made a really, really cool class of friends that way. So I'm just going to enjoy life, and do what I can, when I can, and how I can.
Yeah. Oh, man, your outlook with everything, despite going through, I don't know, like craziness, really just, everything that you've been through, man. I mean, it's, that's inspiring in itself. I mean, that's
I've heard horror stories about, this actor sucks. He's a prick, he's mean and all that. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
If you want a picture with me, come up and ask. I do not have a problem taking a picture with you at all.
Yeah.
You want an autograph? Just ask.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's nothing but love, nothing but respect. And you're alive, man. Someone sent me some like rumor that you died or something.
They put it out there on every agency out there that I had died. And I thought, what? Where did this come from?
Yeah, my
So I
buddy.
put it on my Facebook. Look, everybody, I died and y'all missed the wait. Yeah.
I told my buddy I was having you on, and he sent me the article. And I was like, oh man, I know he didn't die right when he's about to be on my podcast. Man, come on now.
No. You know, it's crazy. It all comes out. You know, I get hit up all the time for money because everybody thinks I made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Wikipedia says I'm worth $1.6 million. Do you see my shop? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that money's somewhere. It just hasn't got to you yet. I don't know.
I hope somebody finds it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if there's going to be more, I mean, there's got to be something where if there's going to be more people profiting off this, that somehow you got to be able to claim something. I mean, I would have to imagine.
Everybody says I'm too nice is the biggest thing. And with this Peacock thing, I'm going to send them a letter. I want answers. I want to know how they can get away with this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, definitely reach out to people. That's that's
everybody
what I would
says
say,
Netflix gets sold my rights, and I'm trying to figure out how I have my rights. You know,
yeah.
It says 24 months. I can't do anything after 24 months. Well, it's been 24 months. Like, how can they do it? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know, man. That's wild, man. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I wish you the best with everything, man. And yeah, we'll be in touch, and hopefully we can, if more things turn out and stuff, I'd love to do a follow-up and see where things go, man.
That is not a problem. I get several podcasts that want to do follow-ups and stuff like that, and I don't have a problem with it, as long as we can work out a schedule.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No,
keep watching me on Facebook. You never know what I'm going to get into. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. No, that's what's up. So, all right, man. Appreciate you coming on. You have a good night.
All right.
Probably the dog's gonna need to wrestle you or something. I don't know.
They're mad because I ain't paying attention to him.
Yeah.
He's a beast. I mean,
yeah,
he's a big old puppy.
Yeah, I'll have him on the podcast next. So tell me.
They made their appearance today, so we'll see.
All right, man. Later. Have a good night.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And if I ever get famous, I'll be canceled in a day. All over some shit I used to say. And if they ever sign me, they would drop me anyway. For something I did in 8th grade. And if I go viral, they gon' take down my song. Suspend every account that it's on. And if I get famous, I wish I would've stayed right here when you don't know my name. I used to be woke, I used to be broke. Used to scrounge up change for smokes. You should take notes.